I'm bothered. You can see me. We got good connection.
Yeah.
I'm bothered right now. This is why I'm
Why?
bothered, right? I don't know if you know my story, but I was raised Chinese. Like I was born here, right?
Yup.
My mother
Yup.
came from Hong Kong. She had me when she was young, 18 years old, and then I
Mm-hmm.
was raised here. I was born,
Right.
raised here in Brooklyn,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
In Chinatown. So now, for the first like 5 years, I was like Chinese. Like I spoke Chinese. My mother kept me incubated, even though we was like right down the block from the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kept me incubated. Then I got in trouble. I went into a boys' home, and I've been in the institutions since I was a kid, right? So I grew up. Once I got into these institutions, everybody was mostly black and Spanish, Latino,
Mm.
and New York, right? And then so from there, I started understanding the inner city people, the
Right.
people from the hoods, the different people, right? And I got exposed to black kids from the hoods, and we start, and in order for me to, adapt in a place like that, I had to adapt, right?
Right.
So I had to pick up new things, and we had to communicate. So me and you, if we're stuck in a situation like that, we have to talk to each other, and from there, we're
Well,
gonna find out that we're not that different. We're different in certain ways, how we were raised, but we can find a common ground no matter how different we are to respect each other and treat each other like brothers,
right.
right?
Right.
And I always look at my relationships with any complexion. I always look at, it's not about the complexion, because there could be a Chinese person that I would not trust with $5. I wouldn't let
Right.
him know anything. I wouldn't tell him anything, right?
Right.
But there'd be a black person that I would bring home to my mother, and I would leave him with my mother because I know he's a good man. He has my best interest at heart.
Right.
So it's not
Right.
about the skin complexion, because you got
No,
pieces of shit everywhere.
that's right. That's right. But
So
that's how.
that's my take. I would like to.
No, what you're saying is what black people have been trying to fight for the longest time, because we have been judged by what we look like by everybody.
Right.
We don't
This
even
is
get a
not new.
chance.
Now we getting it. We're getting it.
But it's
But yeah,
but
but the
it's
black people's been getting it for
for thousands of years, for the fucking forever.
and I
But
know
now,
this.
but now, when I see other races get it, I go, well, this is good. But now you know what the fuck we go through every motherfucking day, every minute, every fucking time we turn our backs. Everybody's attacking us as black. And you grew up around us, so you know what I'm talking about. You grew up around black people. You went through the system, so you were able to actually see firsthand what the fuck black and Latino people go through. But what's real fucked up is Latinos will shit on black people, Asians will shit on black people, Arabs will shit on black people, and we're all people of color, which is fucked up because the powers that be don't like none of us.
Right. They could give a fuck about us.
Right. But then
Clear a point, because right now,
right,
we're the fucking we're on the hot seat. But just last 2 months ago was Mexicans. And then
right.
a couple months before that was Middle Eastern. Right?
Yeah.
But black people's always in there.
But black people, we're always at the top.
Black people's always there.
Yo, whenever something happens,
Listen,
whenever
we the
something
flavor right now. We're the flavor of the month. But y'all the flavor every fucking day.
My thing is this: it's really a shame, because if from Asians to Arabs, if everyone would stop trying to be white and we all got together, they'd be fucking
let me tell you
done.
something that I really hate, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something that I really hate.
Yeah.
I really hate the fact that Asian women, like Asian people, period, they view like they view white people even more than themselves.
Yes. Yes.
And then like yo, boom, right? And then now now they'll do all that. They gonna do all that, and then now
Mm-hmm.
look. Now those same people are calling us fucking whatever the fuck they calling us.
Yep.
Now
Yep.
we understand that this is like a awakening. Like, motherfucker, they don't love you, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Look at all the all, like, I'm sure you've seen this in the street. All these Asian women with these white dudes. Like, it's like a rampant thing where it's like a lot of these little Asian girls with these nerdy ass white dudes. It's like this Asian fetish shit going on with these white boys and these Asian girls, and they so happy to have a white man. They so happy to have one. You know what I mean? And now with this virus shit, now you could probably, a lot of their boyfriends are going, your people are fucking disgusting. You know what I'm saying?
And they taking it.
Of course they take it because they're so happy to be with somebody white because they don't feel good about themselves, man.
Because they
When
feel like,
Asian,
because a
go
lot
ahead.
of them was brought up to think that, yo, if it's white, it's right. like
Right.
it's better than us. It's
Right.
bringing home, and then the family's
Right.
like, oh, you got a white man, like boom, boom, boom. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yo,
they're
let me
so,
tell you
yeah.
something. The first time I ever saw racism was when my grandfather told me I could not speak to a black person, a black kid in my school.
God
He
damn.
said that if you're gonna talk to this black kid, you cannot live in this house. You know what I did at 5 years old?
What'd you do?
I stayed my ass on the staircase, and I told him I was tell my mom to pick me up,
Right on.
cause I didn't feel like that was something. I didn't feel like that. I didn't feel like that was something that was right. You know what I'm saying? So I told him, get my ass up out of here. But what I'm saying is, I always seen Asian, Chinese.
Yeah.
But the only thing we do have is our culture.
Right. But listen, you guys come into the hood and you work your asses off. One
Right.
thing about the Chinese, they will outwork your motherfucking ass. That's the one thing. But the only thing I don't like is if you come into a black neighborhood, you can't get mad at the people coming in your restaurant. They're going to be black. You can't be shitty to them. These are the people putting money into your business. But that lets you know how much black people don't have self-importance about themselves, because if someone is disrespecting me and I'm paying them, I'm not coming to that restaurant anymore. Fuck that shit. You know what I mean? But sometimes black people are so desperate that they go, I got to get me some Chinese food. Fuck that. No, I think you should have some more pride over the food and go to someone else that's going to show you some respect. You know what I'm saying? There should be respect.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You go. I know. See, I always said that. I always felt like, yo, listen, if you're gonna get money, there's nothing wrong with getting money, no matter wherever, right? But it's always like it's you don't have to, but if you're in the community and you're working with the community, there should be a relationship with the community.
Right.
It shouldn't just be, hey, take this from me and get the fuck out of my store. It shouldn't be like that.
No, it should not be like that.
If that's the case, then go over where the fuck you at and fucking do your shit over there. Like, you should respect us. You know what I'm saying?
But the problem is that the black community is always the vulnerable community for all the other races. The Arabs come in, they open up a store, they disrespect black people. The Koreans come in, they sell black products to black people and get mad when black people come in and fucking buy shit and think everybody's stealing from them. Why the fuck? That's like building a house. Listen,
it
China.
does happen though. It happens though.
It happens, but it's a lot of times. And a lot of times there's tension amongst Chinese store owners and Korean store owners. There's tension, and it shouldn't be like that. And the Koreans and Chinese started first, because all we do is we just come in and we just want to buy your product, but we get disrespected.
But all right, look, listen, Godfrey.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna keep it a buck, right?
Yeah.
How many? I'm from. Where you from?
I'm originally from Chicago and Nigeria.
Chicago. Okay,
yeah.
when I grew up in all the neighborhoods, the Chinese men, the delivery men, they used to get robbed all the time.
Right.
They used to get robbed all the time. Them stores, the Chinese stores, they used to get robbed all the time. That's why in New York, at least in New York, there's bulletproof glass in that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Chicago
Most
too.
of them.
Yeah.
from
Mhm.
especially in the 90s. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And they used to get robbed all the time. For
Right.
them to be able to, for them to go in the middle of a neighborhood, a bad, really a fucked up neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
And to go in there and not speak English that well and open up a store, right? That's like, you know, it's not like people just walking in. Gunshots is going off. Motherfuckers is trying to rob this shit. So it's really so for that, their perception is that perception.
Got you. No.
Because there's no black people in China, not at least not from back then. So when they first come out here, they hear what the media tells them, but then they're coming to the hood too. They're coming in Chicago. They're all over. Every hood, they got the Chinese people is there.
Yeah.
And shit is going down. Shit is going down. So you can't really. You also have to understand why they also have this type. See, in order for us to have in order for shit to like work, we have to have an understanding with each other.
That's what I mean. When does it start? It starts with like me and you talking. It got to start with people having real dialogue with each other and start to look at especially hopefully this situation with this coronavirus shit. Maybe some people will go, some Chinese will be like, yo, this, you know, they really don't give a fuck about us. And maybe this will be a thing where we can reassess our fucking notions about each other and go, you know, this is all about white supremacy. Come on now. It's all about white supremacy. They're all about themselves, man. They don't give a fuck about none of us. And what's funny is we have the strongest cultures. Asians, Africans, we all have real cultures. The cultureless people are the ones trying to ruin us. And we're the ones with the culture, and they try to make us embarrassed about our own fucking culture while they steal everything.
Right.
You feel me?
Right. I mean, and that's true. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the African culture, that shit is rooted. That shit is like plentiful and fucking like, you know what I'm saying? You look at the Chinese culture, the same. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel like that we have a connection. You know what I'm saying? Like the Africans and the Chinese, regardless of what the fuck is going on right now in the world, I ain't got nothing to do with that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't work for the fucking Chinese government. I'm not a fucking Chinese fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm right here. I'm here. I'm in America. I was born here. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, and you don't, like, you're not responsible for you're not responsible for, like, anybody, you know, any black person that just does anything to anybody. You're not responsible for that. That's not you. You understand what I'm saying? So we can sit down and have, I feel like, that's why I've been hitting you up. I've been hitting you up for like a little while now. But I felt like we have to have more dialogue, bro.
Of course. We need to. I think it should be expanded at some point. We should keep talking like this, but it should be expanded where it not just me and you, but it should be different levels of people from our race where we talk honestly, whether it's a store owner, whether it's for an educator, different people, and really talk for real amongst ourselves. I don't want no white person in there yet. I want Asian and black folk. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because there are black Chinese in China. Black Chinese people that are dark as fuck with afros.
Well, look, I'm saying, but look at your facial, like, you know what I'm saying? Look at mine. Like, we have the same nose, we have the same high cheekbones.
Yeah, I know, because everybody comes from Africa, and there are there are tribes that have Chinese faces that face came first from Africa, then moving over into China. That's real shit. Look at Mandela's face, Nelson Mandela's face, the South African people.
He could have been a Chinese guy.
Right.
For real. He could have been a Chinese. He could have had the motherfucking, you know what I'm saying?
It's the same face.
At the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is like, yo, if we just sat down and had more communication, came to like we would have more understanding with each other, and that would be, you know what I'm saying, like that's needed. But I also so what I was saying was, I don't feel like Asian people should take anybody really, not just Asian people, but nobody should take abuse. Nobody should nobody should allow anybody to bully them. Nobody should allow anybody to put their hands on them or do anything. like
Right.
that because of their skin complexion, and we should not let that allow. We should not allow shit like that to happen to old people, to women. If we see that shit, I think it's our duty, no matter what race they are, to stop that shit.
Yeah. And the thing is that
Somehow.
if I see a Chinese man being abused on the train, and I'll be like, yo, leave that motherfucker alone, yo. What are you doing? You know? And black folks in
And if
general,
I saw
we
that,
feel
I ain't
for
gonna front.
everybody. We have a lot of empathy for people.
Right.
But the reverse should happen too. If a Chinese person sees a black person getting abused, they need to look at that person as a human being and go, hey, leave that person alone. You got to see people as human beings. But when you don't do that, you don't give a fuck about them. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah.
Yo, hey, yo, let's y'all, I appreciate you coming on this,
No doubt.
and I feel like
We
we
got to
should
do
do
it
this
again.
and I
Yeah.
also feel like let's go in on the text and let's see if we can have some more like larger dialogue.
No
And
doubt.
push this a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, I'm gonna keep it a buck, yo. It pains me. Remember when I first came on this live? When you first came, I said it pains me. It really pains me because I have brothers who's black. I bring them to my mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I trust these people, and then I have more friends that are black than Chinese. But at the end of the day, I'm Chinese, and I have
Yeah.
to. I have to stand up for my people too. You know
Of
what I'm
course
saying?
you
But
do. You're supposed to.
I have to stand up for my people.
You're
I'm not
supposed
clout
to.
chasing. I'm not doing none of that. I'm standing up for my people because you
Right.
should stand up for your people. But at the end of the day, I'm also standing up for what's right. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Like if something happened with a black person or whatever, and I felt like that was wrong, I'm standing with people, and I did that already. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My first song that I ever came out with was called Buck a Cop, right? And I'm talking about shooting back at police if they're shooting at us, right?
Right.
And I'm not, and no Asian people were getting shot at. You know what I'm saying? No Asian people was getting killed by police. It was black kids. It was black kids. And I went to Baltimore on my while on parole, and I stood with the people on front line, right? And I got violated for parole because of that type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is I don't have an issue. Like I see people as my brothers, no matter what complexion they are. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're a special case, bro, and we need more cats like you.
I gotta promote that. That's what I'm promoting. You know what I'm saying?
And that's beautiful. And I'm down. I'm down with it. Period. I love it. Let's have more conversation, bro.
Yeah, let's get it. So I mean, I feel like yo, listen, Asians as an Asian person, American Asian, I feel like we have a lot of work to do in terms of, you know, speaking and having dialogue and just understanding other people more and putting our stereotypes to the side.
Yeah.
And just having a better understanding for the people. And I feel like the black people should also do the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like we both of us have a long way to go. We have much to work on, but I feel like us with platforms and us, like we should push that agenda because I feel like it's important. We don't hate each other. Chinese people and black people do not hate each other.
Right.
I don't feel like that. I feel like there's prejudice. I feel like there's prejudice. I feel like there's misunderstanding, but we're not going around hanging each other. We're not killing each other. I mean, all of this violence that's happening right now, that's just because of some extra curricular shit. But we're not killing each other. We're not. When you go to an Asian neighborhood, Asian like black people aren't getting fucking killed. And
No. They might be
when
getting
Chinese
looked at.
people go to black neighborhoods, we're not really getting attacked and shit like that either.
No.
It's not.
But there's still that tense feeling of like, I don't want to talk to you. Just get in and get out. And it shouldn't be like that. There should be a real connection.
Right. But that's not. I wouldn't say that's the level of hate. Like that's just. I look down on you. I look down on you. I'm better than you. But that's not hate. That's not. I want to kill you. I don't want your I don't want your kids. I want all of them to die. That's not that type of shit. It's just misunderstanding. It's just I feel like I'm better than you. You feel like you're better than me type shit. You understand what I'm saying?
They look at us the same as Chinese people.
Right. Chinese people look at me like that, bro.
Well, because you hang out with us.
Right. They don't feel like I'm Chinese. Like, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I feel like if we sat down and had an understanding, it would be different. And I feel
Yeah.
like you understand what I'm saying? Because there's a different type of hate. We know when somebody really hates us, or when somebody just has a fucking nasty ass attitude and they just fucking like, they feel like they're better than us.
Yeah.
But it's not like, it's a little different. So we can always sit down and have conversation and have dialogue to change that.
Well,
That's how I
hey,
feel.
you know what? All you have to do is be about it and just continue the conversation. It's all good. You know what I mean? This is
Yeah.
cool. As long as you mean that shit, there's not a problem with that. You know what I mean? There's not a
Right.
problem with that.
Yo, I appreciate your time, bro. Much
Yes,
love.
yes, sir. Yo, peace. We'll talk.
Yo, peace, bro.
All right.
No one hates Asians. They're considered the model minority. Well,
First of all, Asians get picked on all the time, yo. They be getting punked since baby.
I don't think that we're fucking model minorities, bro. Honestly, I feel like Asians go through stereotypes and go through fucking prejudice since from the beginning. We're not the same, but we looked at like inferior.
We
You know what I'm
built
saying?
railroads over
Well,
here.
we're looked at like we're inferior. But the Chinese has been in America for a long time. The Chinese was responsible for building the railroads in America. The Chinese came on as indentured servants and built most of the railroads through San Francisco, through through the whole country. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Same. Also, man, after all this talk, bro, let me know who gotta get beat down. Ain't nobody gotta get beat down, bro.
Nah, but they do though. They
Huh?
really do though. They really do, man. I see videos. They really do. They get beat the fuck up, man. No weapons, man. Let's bring Rumble to the Bronx, man. That's what we gotta do.